How about now? And is my mic better? How about now? Hopefully it is. Sorry, guys. I didn't go all the way down on those no static noises now. Okay, good. All good. All right. Thank you. My God, guys, I'm so sorry. So much for my intro, right? I'll do the quick recap and then we'll continue to give shout outs to the chat. Joe is on his way. He just sent me a message saying he'll be here in a few minutes. Obviously, he's running late. And I apologize for the audio issues. When I tested it, it was good. So I don't know what the holy hell happened. But anyway, I don't know. I said a whole bunch of other stuff. Oh, I was saying good morning to BC right here. Right. Wait, that way. Right here. And said 7 p.m. Eastern time tonight. Myself, BC, and Crypto Bedell live. Hot of the line. And we're going to be talking about the Coinbase hack. We're going to be talking about the attempted abduction in Paris and trying to give you guys a few pointers for online security. And I'm trying to put together enough of a spreadsheet of a list that we can give you some potential personal security kind of things to think about, not only at home and with your family, but like a lot of you are going to the Bitcoin conference next week. Talk about target rich environment. That's all I'm saying. Yes. And what he said, hit that like button on the way in. And there we go. Alexander G in the house. Mod Queen emojis. If you're a member of the Mod Queen emojis, Alexander G, appreciate you very much. Let's see. Yes, see, click it on the way in, baby. Click it on the way in. And yeah, Jesse, I'm just getting your message. Sorry, guys. Again, man. Yeah. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Boy. All set in the house. Appreciate you being here. Yeah, Mike. Oh boy. I am so sorry it started so badly, guys. Truly, I am. I apologize. Yay, finally we're good. And thumbs up. All right, there we go. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate your patience and your understanding. Okay, still no Joe yet. I'm going to bring him on as soon as he comes in here. But what I think I'm going to do is start off what I was going to talk about. Excuse me. And then when Joe jumps in, he jumps in. Let's go. All right. So the first thing I wanted to talk about it's technically not really news, but I wanted to bring it up because I think it plays to the adoption level of Bitcoin in particular and crypto in general. So let me just bring this. Oh, wait a minute. Wow. When I reset that, it literally just took everything and messed it all up. All right, here we go. Here it is. Jeez Louise. And this was put out by Coin Bureau. Again, links to this is in the description, and most of what I'm going to be talking about today in the description. So I really appreciated this right here. And if you look at the ROI on different assets, and from year one of, again, Bitcoin's inception here. So plus 56%, gold was plus 33, and S&P plus 12. And as you go down all of this, look at like the difference in ROI. We'll come to year 14 because, I mean, come on. That's about where we're at. 1.6 million %. Does that even seem possible? I guess it is when it started to less than a penny probably. And then gold up 113%. And let's be honest, gold has been on fire lately, right? And we're going to talk about gold at the very end. Again, that was part of what I was breaking down. We're going to touch on these couple of Bitcoin things. We're going to take a look at the debt and the DOGE, the fear and greed. Obviously, we're going to take a look at some Chainlink things because Chainlink's made some partnerships that I thought were pretty interesting. And of course, we're going to be taking a quick look at gold. So stick tight for all of that. But let's at least look, like I said, finish this up. 1.6 million % on Bitcoin. That's crazy. 113% on gold. And this is for the year, okay, year 14. And 349% on the S&P. I'll tell you what, crazy numbers, absolute crazy numbers. But it kind of plays to exactly what we already know and appreciate here in the space. Now, again, like I mentioned when you couldn't hear me, we've had a lot of people here talking about gold and those kind of things. Thank you, Daniel Diaz, who's been here, Ali from Metal Mark. And if you've missed those guys on Crypto on the Rocks, Friday night, 7 p.m. Eastern time, well, you know where to be. They've been here. Matter of fact, I'm working out the details with Ali from Metal Mark for him to come on a Hodl the Line episode. We're going to have him talk about Metal Mark itself, talk about gold. He's got some NFT things going on, so that'll be very interesting because he's not just, from what little conversations I've had with him so far, not just about gold, but he's definitely liking the whole crypto scheme of things as well. So anyway, we've had a lot of talk about gold here in this space, and it will continue. I think the gold and crypto combination might be exactly what we need to help move things along with kind of wealth building, but that's up to you. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, old guy interwebs. And there go. I can see my signal is kind of waning. So if I break up, I apologize. But I'm going to keep moving on here and hope that things work out okay. So the next thing I had Bitcoin related was this interview with Mike Novogratz on CNBC. where he's talking about his predictions for the Bitcoin price in the short term. And how he thinks we're going to be in a price discovery phase that's going to put the price of Bitcoin somewhere in the 130 to 150K range. So I'm going to play it. It's about a minute long, and then I will talk more about it after that. So here we go. Wait, did I bring it up on the screen? Ha! After all that, I didn't even bring it up on the damn screen. Oh, God, it's tough when you're here by yourself. Holy crap. All right, here we go.
About 104,000.
And I remember, by the way, when we started to come back off the April lows, and maybe gold had the first move. And you said, when gold goes, what was the exact data point? It was like crypto follows. And, sure enough, here we are.
Yeah, listen, we had a euphoric top right around the inauguration. And, a combination of a lot of things, Trump coin and whatnot. People said, okay, and crypto went back and tested where the election breakout was. Now it looks like we'll take out 106, 107, 108 and make the next leg to 130, 150. And at that point, you're in price discovery, right? I keep thinking gold's a $22 trillion asset and crypto's a $2 trillion asset. And at one point, as more and more young people inherit the money for their old people that, kiss the face of God.
I like the way he puts that.
You're going to see crypto equal gold. And that's a long way from here.
About 104,000.
And I remember, by the way, when
so you get the point there. I love that though, right? Kiss the face of God. God bless him. God bless him. That's a nice way to put it when us old people go back to the dirt pile there. Anyway, so what do you think about that? Do you think that he is spot on? And do you think that that's something that's going to be coming sooner rather than later? And personally, I'm not sure about when that's going to come. We're definitely, like he was mentioning, I mean, we just hit the 107 mark, and who knows where we're going from here. It's still going to be an uphill battle, and definitely, no matter what, a bit of price discovery for sure. Thank you, Alexander G. I appreciate you so much. I'm obviously having a little bit of a rough day today. Let's hope tonight at 7 p.m. for Hodl the Line, I don't have all these difficulties. Although tonight I'll have some support. Thank you, BC Port Corp and Crypto Bedell in advance for making sure I don't look as bad. Oh, I see somebody. There he is.
Sorry, guys. I just got back. The whole time I'm thinking, oh, man, what if the system freezes or something doesn't come up? Like last time I was there to back them up, and this time, come on. But yes, I just got back. For those of you who don't know, I was visiting Snoozeville, and it was great. It was so great. Yeah, I didn't go to bed till I actually go to bed at like at 5, and then probably crashed out about 6. And then of course my alarms went off. It's like, all right, cool. Let me just close my eyes a little bit. No.
I love it. Snoozeville, that's population 1. Yeah.
Yeah, Snoozeville, population 1. I love it.
Oh, there we go. Jesse with the new channel membership. Thank you, Uncle Jesse.
Very nice.
Appreciate you being here and doing that. Appreciate the support. And, for those who are members, come on, Uncle Jesse emoji in the chat, please. All right. Let's keep it. Joe, I'm glad Joe, I wish you were here this morning. I was having mic issues. I had no idea until literally BC messaged me separately. And I'm like, wait, what? And then I saw everybody going, noise, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, no.
I'm like, well, without Joe, I'll just have to make it work. Enjoy the silence,
Yeah, I'm telling you, because sometimes there's times where, things go great. The stream is great. The prompts are great. Everything's great. And then, of course, I'm not here to back it up or anything like that. Then everything just, the mic's never done that. So, yeah.
Well, it's funny. Yeah, exactly. I don't understand what happened. They were saying it was noise. I'm going to have to go back and listen to it later once the stream is done. But anyway, what's this? What did Jesse say? I went to bed at 5 a.m. and went up at 8 a.m. Oh man, 3 hours. Jesse. Hashtag Jesse needs sleep. Yeah, that's not enough sleep, brother. Not enough sleep. Ask Joe. He'll tell you. That's
Yeah, you can only do that for like maybe 2 days, 3 max, and then after that, it's literally like you've been drinking, like you don't think
yeah, I know
straight or nothing.
exactly. You get punch drunk, as I say. I don't know. That might be an old timey term. I don't know, but I'm old timey, so there it is. Joe, I basically got through the first two. I don't know if you were kind of listening in the background or whatever, but I got through the first two things about Bitcoin that I usually would prep with and lead into you. But how about we take a look at the fear and greed, and we'll just kind of keep it going from there. What do you say?
Sounds good. Sounds good.
All right, then let me bring up the fear and greed index. And don't worry, guys, this time I'll actually remember to bring it up on the screen. Yeah, I did that too, Joe.
Yeah.
Crazy. All right, so here it is, the fear and greed index, which again resets in about 8 hours, 74. I mean, I get it because Bitcoin has been like up 106, 107, pushing that 108. I get it. But I don't know. That's time to be worried when it's that greedy, I think. What do you think, Joe?
Right there with you. Just knowing like what could happen and what is happening, that number is way too high, in my opinion. If especially after what happened yesterday, as far as the huge pump and the dump and the pump and dump, it's like, man, that number is way too high for me.
Yeah, that's funny because I'm thinking, man, this is just taking liquidity off the table left and right,
big time. Yeah,
left and right, and I mean, I get it. You want to do some trading, you go and you know what I mean. But like at the end of the day, it's like we're literally giving them money. Well, I say we. I'm personally not doing that. I gave it up. Kind of like for Lent or something, but I gave it up. Yeah, I mean, I damn, man, damn. That's it's like they're just taking it. And Tech Man is in the house. Welcome, Tech Man. Appreciate you being here. Don't buy the news. Amen to that. Amen. All right, Joe. I think it's time for the charts. If you are ready, sir.
Let's go.
All right, here you go, brother. You know what, Joe? Give me 1 second. I want to try a new screen that I put up just for this. Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
Let's see how it looks. Oh, wait, where did it go? Right here. Bam. Now you got a really full screen for your chart, and we're down in the corner. All right, go for it, brother.
All right, very good. So, of course, here last night I was playing. I call it poking Bitcoin with a stick. I tell that to my group. Poking Bitcoin with a stick. And, I was trading this up and down, mainly up though, because I was waiting for it to bounce. And then last night, I guess I had my stop loss way too tight, or I don't know if something happened, but I had entered here, and I guess I put my stop loss right here, and I got stopped out, woke up to this, like, no, but I just entered again, and I entered a little bit lower, so it came in and hit it. But anyway, so Bitcoin potentially on a reversal, possible. We'll see what happens. Nobody knows until after the fact. I do want to point something out really quick. I say that a lot. Nobody knows what's going to happen. You can have indicators, you can have divergence, you can have all this stuff, but nobody knows it because we are literally at the mercy of price action. And yes, I do have that as a song. Yes, but we're literally at the mercy of the price action. And somebody made a comment, and they said that is really helping them on one of my videos. That's pretty much really helping them with the mindset of I can have all these things in place, but anything can happen. And it's not their fault that it didn't go their way. It's just these are the probabilities that we have. And all we're trying to do is increase our probabilities for our trades. So here, with that being said, price came down. This is on a 5-minute time frame. So we're zooming in. Price came down, went up, made a lower low, started coming up, broke this neckline. And of course, I have other levels. Broke this neckline, and now potentially going up. If we do come down, we probably come down to around here, 103.4, before potentially continuing up. We never know what's going to happen till after the fact. And I love all these gurus. I'm going to talk about them really quick, and then I'm going to get back to this. All the gurus yesterday that I was watching, all of them knew for a fact that the price was coming up to here. All of them knew it after the fact. None of them were talking about it before this happened, but after it happened, ooh, man, they all knew it. They all knew that it was coming. It was like a fib level and whatever reasons. And then, of course, it's starting to come down or what have you. But I didn't hear them saying, how far down it would go or where it would go at. And then I sure didn't hear them talking about the bounce, which went higher than what they claimed to know, and then just to dump again. But I'm pretty sure today I'll hear how they knew all this stuff. So what I'm getting at, be very careful. There are a lot of hindsight hustlers out there. There's a lot of hindsight replay millionaires that'll tell you and explain what happened after the fact. So what I do is I bring you in the moment of the trade, because that's how you make money. You win money, you lose money. But all these hindsight hustlers, they are so funny to listen to, because they'll give you excuses and reasons why the price did what it did, instead of, doing your levels and logic to show what it might do. So that's very important. So now we got that out of the way.
Yeah.
What do we see here? We see, let's go to this one, because this is the one. All right. So we see this price action. Let me get rid of this too. I was doing a lot of trading last night. So here we have my two zones. We have our upper zone, our lower zone. We do have our, let's go and put this, our fixed range volume profile. Let's go ahead and extend it all the way out. So this red line, this says our point of control. Now, there are some people that you'll find that say the point of control, if it breaks it, it's going down to a certain level. It could, doesn't have to. But anyway, it did. Joe, you didn't prove your case. I'm trying to let you know, nobody knows what's going to happen, guys. Like, once you understand that, it makes, you don't beat yourself up so much, because you can have everything laid out, but it can just reverse. So when the price was here, I'm thinking personally that the price might come up to as high as here before either returning down or potentially coming back up. Right now, the price did come up a little bit, came down, did a higher low, which is good. This is healthy, and it's right on top of this box that I have here. And then it's coming up to this level. If we're going to pull back, right now would be a great time. And I just went long. I went long without zooming out. Don't do that, guys. I'm running late. Let me go long and let me get into the stream. Right now, if there's a time to pull back, it's right now. Let's go ahead and zoom in just a little bit. Yeah, this is a perfect time to in my opinion, this is what could happen. And what I like doing is I like using the path tool, coming down here, possibly breaking the point of control, maybe coming down here like we just saw it previously do, then coming up and then doing this number. So I'm going to do this in yellow so we know it's updated. And I don't think it's going to come all the way down here. I don't think it's too much of a dump, really, to come down here, to come up now to about the point of control, because we have other areas where it stopped. So I'm using the point of control as a form of support resistance. It's not a 100% wall to where it cannot break through. Very obvious. It's broken before. And then maybe come down here to do a higher low, and then come up here. I'll say a little bit lower to here, and then continue down. So this would be my decision point. And my decision point is right here. My decision point, they're always yellow. And this is saying that it could do something, this, and then come up. Do I think it's going to continue going up right now? I really don't. And I feel kind of silly for entering along without looking. But that one, what was it? A 1 minute time frame? Man, that looked good. Let's see here. Yeah, it was a 1 minute. I believe it was a 1 minute time frame. That bad boy looked really good. Oh, 5 minute. But that's what I got for Bitcoin. I do think potentially short term that we will pull back to roughly around 103.8. And then here,
I was
let's just see what
just
it
going
does.
to ask if you could like give some numbers for those who might just be listening in and driving. Thank you, man. You just took it right out of my mouth.
Thank you. Yeah, so right around here, 103.8 for a pullback. And then, of course, the level that we want to break is 104.8. I'm thinking it might reach there, have a small retracement before coming back up and breaking through. It's funny, the Wednesday, I think it was Wednesday, I was mentioning that maybe this weekend, because everything was looking great, maybe this weekend we'll have our all-time high. And then Friday came around, it's like, I don't know, it's not looking too good. And then Saturday is like, oh, crap. And then Sunday was like, what are you doing, Bitcoin? Like, it's just literally wrecking people. You know, it looks like it wants to go short. We go and we break our 104.8 level, come all the way up to 105.9, and then just dump
Yep.
city. And then we had a nice pump that surpassed the previous pump only to dump. That right there is what you call a bully. This is a bully, big old fat dude, freckles and everything, seeing you coming, off the bus. And he knows that, you literally have 2 lunch monies because he's going to take one of them. And you've been bullied by him a whole bunch. So you save some money on the side so that when he beats you up, you can get in again. Hopefully he doesn't beat you up again. Here, got beat up twice. Well, granted, our stops. Now, I do want to say something really quick. I know I'm taking a long time. I do want to say
That's
something
all right.
really
Go ahead.
quick. So prior to this, do I even have this saved? Yes, I do. So I want to show everybody this. I strongly recommend that watch me every single day, guys. I go live Monday through Friday, Monday through Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Saturday and Sunday at 4. And I notify, of course, if you're in my group, you get all these updates like really quick when it's happening. If you're on YouTube, you'll watch them when I do a live stream. Sometimes I do an emergency live stream as well. But when the price was here, I was already warning my members as far as be careful because we might get wrecked on our shorts. Now, the reason we entered our shorts was because it broke this level. Here's our pivot. It broke the level. And we were in shorts and they were doing good. And then we coming up here. I was like, I don't know. Be very careful. What we want to do is we want to potentially update all of our stop losses once this hits. I even have it as an alert. Watch for shorts. And as this is happening, let me zoom in a little bit. And I'm showing all this to show you what you can do in the future based off of this information. So that's why I'm showing you this. Price comes in here. It does not get rejected and rolled over, which would have been ideal for our shorts. Instead, it breaks out and it starts going sideways. Once this happens, I'm updating my group, updating all of our stop losses. Instead of it being 12% stop loss, it's now maybe a 6% or 4%, whatever it is. And sure enough, it comes this way. By the time our alert goes off, all of our stop losses are updated. Then it comes up here to where it looks like it wants to roll over, and then boom, comes up. Here's my next alert saying if we break above this level, shorts are getting wrecked. So I already have this stuff planned out. My team or my members are already aware of the potential danger for our shorts. Now, at this time, we are in 2 longs, but we're being very cautious, and I leverage your time when you're in the group. That's the main reason to join my group, is to leverage your time. I teach you how to trade on my YouTube and, of course, in my group, but mainly on YouTube, I teach you all this stuff and what to look out for. Sure enough, comes up, alert goes off. Some of our shorts are getting stopped out, some in slight profit, some in negative. Came down, went up, boom, all of the stops got hit, and it just went moon mission. Now, the reason I'm telling you this story is because I would rather have my stops get hit at a lower amount of money that I'm willing to lose, because I can see the potential change versus just kind of winging it and be like, well, let's see if we get a bounce. So let's say we get rejected here, or we get rejected here, and then either get liquidated, which I don't recommend. Always have a stop loss, or having your stop loss hit. So with all this being said, that's why it's very important to treat this all level by level, because you can have bullish divergence. Now, my question to everybody who uses bullish divergence, if you're on a 1 hour or daily, 5 minute, whatever it is, how much percentage on average will that bullish divergence give you? You really can't answer it. Some people may say 5, 10%, depending on which coin you're looking at, but you never know. Your daily time frame could give you bullish divergence, and you can possibly wait an additional 3, 4, 5 days before the price actually moves up. How many times have y'all experienced that? I've done this thousands and thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of times, to where I'm trying to get that extra edge. And divergence, I thought, was the key. No, divergence just says it could change direction. And if it does, it will happen when it's ready. Because when I find it, it's like, oh, bullish divergence on the daily time frame. Let me get in. And it continues to go down because it's not ready to go up yet. Then when it does go up, awesome. How high does it go? It just depends on when it finds the resistance and comes down. Sometimes it'll go up 6%, sometimes 36%. It just varies. So anybody using divergence as a method of trading style, be aware that anything can happen. The price can go up as much as it wants, when it wants. So just please be very careful. When the market gets really bullish, man, you're going to love your bullish divergence because it's going to be making you a lot of money. But it's the market. So that's what I got.
You know, Joe, I'd like to ask one quick. I know we're going long in this section, but I really need to ask a question. It seems to me, again, not a guy who's trading the markets all the time, just kind of paying attention, excuse me, at a distance, watching people like yourself, Army Piper, Tradefly, watching what you guys are seeing. And it seems to me like more so now than before that these market makers are pulling some huge swings and trying to grab more liquidity than ever before. I mean, am I just seeing something that's not there, or am I on the money here?
I was thinking the exact same thing when this big move happened. Okay, fine. You know, I get it. You know, we'll have probably a retrace to about here, maybe a little bit lower. But then we had this huge dump as like, wow, we haven't had that happen in a while. And then a huge pump right after this, like, ooh, man, they're just literally kicking us while we're down.
Exactly.
And then a huge dump. I was like, this is ruthless. Right now,
Yes.
there's just liquidating people left and right. You know, it's best not to be in any trades. If you are in shorts and making money, great. But I'm not posting anything here because it could easily have bounced up. However, all these mentors, all these, you know, people who have a group to sell you and everything else, they're going to tell you, oh, we did this and, you know, but it was so dangerous to trade at that time. It's not recommended. Not recommended.
Right. I don't know. Like I said, to me, it's just like they're doing it more frequently, and they're doing it on like higher levels.
Yesterday was the perfect proof for your theory. Yesterday was a perfect proof. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like I said, not a guy who's in the thick of it. Well, and here's the other piece. These market makers, these people who are doing these liquidity sweeps, know what traders like you are looking at. They know the levels, they know the pivots, they know the, you know, so they create, in my opinion, they create them and then they manipulate them. That's
So that's what I tell people a lot. I say, I'm not a foil hat wearer, but if we just think about it, who would benefit the most from teaching us how to trade? The market makers. The market makers teach or taught us, you know, patterns and candles and everything else. And that way they know exactly what we're looking for, so they can actually print, because they can do it. They can move the market to where they can print an inverse head and shoulders,
Right.
put more into the market to where it's pumping out of that area. We see an inverse head and shoulders. We see the breakout. We see the initial volume coming up. We enter because we're retail, and then they bring it back down. They make all their money. So yeah, I do believe that they're a very strong portion of it.
Well, I appreciate that, Joe. I do. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking as I'm watching. And Techman saying he's just buying the Solana poop tokens and yeah, letting them crash. Yeah, there you go. And Jesse right on the back. Solana to zero. I ain't gonna argue with that. Yeah. Facts, Techman. Facts. I mean, and where is all the real pump and dumps that have been we've seen in the market lately on that particular chain right there? Just saying. But maybe that's for a different screen. Okay. We're going to keep going. And if you haven't already done it, smash that like button. Appreciate everybody being here. We're going to take a look at the debt and the Doge in a minute. We're going to take a look at some Chainlink news because they've been making some partnerships. We're going to be looking at stablecoin legislation that's coming through. We're going to also be looking at crypto having a press pass to the White House. I mean, hello. And then, of course, a little bit about gold. So let's get this sucky going. All right, let's see about if I can get this working this time. All right, it's going to go back to this instead of the other one. I don't care. That's good enough. All right, so when Joe and I were live last week, this is where we were for the debt. 36,840 billion. And the Doge, of course, as you can see right there below, $422 billion. Well, here we go. Let's click over to the live look. And 36,869 billion. Again, pretty much spot on that 29 billion mark. Crazy. They're like I said, just pretty consistent. And then Doge at 448, which is again pretty consistent with regard to what it's been over the past, well, I don't know, months now, a couple of months, few months. So, I mean, you know, I don't like the debt. Anybody, come on now. Nobody here, I'm sure, that's in this space likes the whole increasing debt thing because it's a spiral for sure. But again, the fact that it's at least somewhat managed at this point, better than what we've had in the past.
Right.
And listen, here's the bonus. Joe don't need no more medicine. Just saying.
I don't. Like every morning it's like, holy smokes, and that'd be great. And then we would talk about this. It's like, oh man, like it's just getting more and more, and like getting a little upset because you know my eyes are finally open now. Versus now is like, man, I'm really happy that it's not as bad. I mean, it's still bad, but I'm happy it's not as bad. Now, I will say, if y'all did not watch, I believe it was Friday's Crypto on the Rocks, I strongly recommend you watch it. On there, I believe that's when Daniel Diaz was talking about a guy who made a video series about money. And I saw the video that he recommended, which is video number 4. It's about 20-30 minutes long. And I had it kind of in the background as I'm doing like everything else, like I always do. And I literally had to stop what I was doing and focus in on what they were saying. I had to watch that video at least 2-3 more times to comprehend all the stuff. He speaks in very simple terms and he's got animations and everything. But like I was literally in awe with the information that was being provided, explaining what money is and how it's generated. And I could not, I felt sick. I literally felt sick to my stomach to where it's like, this is crazy that we are working for something that is literally made out of thin air. Like, who's the dumb one?
Yep.
You know,
it's so funny you say that. Oh my God.
Yeah. We definitely
no, please. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Please finish. It's just you're hitting like a chord for me right now. Go,
yeah.
man.
and you definitely need a system to where it can't be printed. It just makes sense. Like, I don't know why people haven't thought of this before, but it just makes sense. You want something that cannot be just made up, because then the value that you're providing for the work that you're doing and for the time that you're spending, the math isn't there. If this can be printed or whatever, but you're still putting in all those hours and everything away from your family, and this can just be printed, like the value, the equation doesn't add up. So yeah, you definitely, I don't have the link, but definitely watch that. If you do watch this later, of course the link might be in the description, but definitely check out Daniel Diaz. Dude is on, like, this dude knows what he's talking about, and he's going in front of Congress and everything to talk about this money. But not to get off onto a tangent and everything, but if it wasn't for crypto, I would have no idea about any of this stuff. I am so thankful for crypto that my eyes are opening to the system around me. And crypto is the answer. We are very brand new, even though these market makers are coming in, all these, big old corporations are buying it up. This is the answer. And we are still early. So if you haven't, get some now, because tomorrow, well, it might be a little bit harder. So that's all what I got.
And a little too late. Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Listen, I love the fact that you say your eyes are opening, because, okay, I figured, I need to watch this entire series because it's 8 videos, I think it is, all together. And so I literally did what you did. I put it on in the background while I was doing some other stuff. I was listening to it, and I'm like, okay, that makes sense. I know that. I get that. And then I got to video 4, and
right,
I get it. He was, like you said, he made it in simple terms. He used animations, but I literally had to, like you, stop, rewind it, and be like, I didn't even to now understand the full scope of the Ponzi scheme that fiat currency actually is.
Right.
It was insane.
It made me sick.
Depth of it.
Yeah.
Insane. And again, I will try to get the link in the description after the fact. So if you're watching this on the replay, go into the description and check. But I will tell you this. The link to that is already in the description of the premiere that's happening this coming Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern time, because that's when Mr. Diaz and I are talking about what is money as part of my newbie training series, Unlocking Your Crypto Journey. So you can grab it there and feel free. Start smashing that like ahead of time. I'm all good with that. All right. I guess we'll kick off into the news here, because we are just like, 45 minutes in here. And listen, we're going to be heading over to Joe's stream. I'm assuming. Yep. See, he knew. He dropped that link right in there for me. I just got to go set it up. We're going to be going over to Joe's stream because he's going live at noontime. And so if you're on YouTube, you're just going to get forwarded right over there. So sit tight. If you are on X, and we got a lot of people on X, and I appreciate everybody on X. Matter of fact, the lion's share of the people watching right now are on X. I really do appreciate you guys. But you won't get forwarded over. Unfortunately, I can't do it from X, only from YouTube. So if you want to forward over to the tube, and we will send you over to Joe's stream in about 15 minutes. Okay, let me bring this next thing up right here. The Fed just quietly bought $43.6 billion in treasuries in just 4 days. And they go into this. This is called quantitative easing, or QE, when the Fed prints money to buy its own debt, injecting cash liquidity into the system. And people have been waiting for this to happen in an overt fashion, kind of like it did a decade or so ago, when they literally came out and said, we're doing QE, we're going to inject it in the stock market, and blah, 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 blah. And but now they're doing it kind of behind the scenes, because honestly, I think there's so many more people watching now than there was then. I think it would cause a panic. And so that's just my opinion. What the hell do I know, old guy interwebs? But I think that's part of the problem. And I love this graphic here just showing Powell, brrr, money print to go burr, as they say. But you need to be aware that they're doing this stuff, whether they're announcing it or not, is the
Right.
long and the short. They're just gonna keep doing it because let's be honest, they just don't have a choice. Things are not going well, regardless of how Powell's saying, "Wow, we're not gonna drop rates," or yada yada yada. It's all smoke and mirrors. Go watch that video Joe and I were just talking about, and you'll understand more about the smoke and mirrors. Matter of fact, I think at one point in that video they call them smoke and mirrors, don't they?
I believe
think
so. And I just put the link in the chat, so definitely check it out.
Thank you, Joe. You're the man. You're the man. Thank you, man. Appreciate you.
Hey, I gotta make up for being late. I gotta make up. So, really quick story. I know we're running super late.
Yeah, go ahead.
Quick story. I used to do pest control, and I had to go to the office to get my paperwork. And there would be maybe once or twice a year I would be late. But whenever I was late, I was never the guy who was late. I would stop by. There was a bakery. I'd buy a whole bunch of donuts and everything. So when I do show up, it's not like, Joe, you're late. You got all your appointments. It was, Joe, you brought donuts. I said, here you go, guys. There was a long line. Here you go. I get my paperwork and I would leave. So that's what I'm doing right now. Bringing you donuts.
All right. That's yeah. I love it. No, thank you, man. Appreciate that. And we got that redirect all set. So again, if you're on X, come on over. We'll bring you straight over to Joe's stream in about 13 minutes. All right, I gotta move.
One more thing, and I'm
Yeah,
sorry
go ahead.
I'm derailing everything.
No, you're
Quick
not. Go,
question.
man.
How often do you get your haircut? Because you always look super fresh, dude. Like lined up everything. Is it once a week? Twice a week?
No, I'm actually overdue. It looks like this because you know how they get that that little pump stuff there. You kind of put it in there, make yourself
Right.
look all well. Maybe I did that today, so that's why it's looking a little bit like that. Honestly, I'm about a once a month kind of guy. I'm about a once a month.
Are you serious? Because your hair and your hair looks really good. Put it one in the chat if you think so, guys. Put it on X and also YouTube. Put it one in the chat. Your hair looks really good. I thought you got it done like every week.
No.
Wow. All right.
I would like to say yes, but yeah, no, I'm not that ambitious there or whatever. So no, definitely not. BC is chiming in saying they've been doing this for a while. It's just business as usual. The only solution in their current system is to print money. Talking about what I was just mentioning.
Right.
Powell doesn't make that choice though. That's on Besant. Yeah, and I've been lurking, but hard not to chime in. Yeah, I BC, you chime in anytime you want, brother. You've always got the alpha when you're chiming in there, and you're right. You're absolutely right. I know they've been doing it for a while, but now it's just, I don't know. I don't like when people try to be surreptitious about shit like that. We already know you're doing it. It's like, yeah. And yeah, facts right here, BC. Facts right there. Too expensive to get your haircut too frequently. Yeah, man. I'll tell you why haircuts are expensive. And especially if you go and try and do a little, I know BC's got the luscious beard. So, but try and get this all lined up and stuff like that, which I love. That's okay. All right, here we go. Story time, right?
Story time.
Every once in a while, and I don't do it every month. I don't. Usually it's just a haircut, and I do this line up and that kind of thing myself. But every once in a while, I do indulge, and it is expensive to go and have the straight edge. They do the little I'll tell you, I don't know. There's something about that, man. There's just something when they come in
hot
with
towel.
Yes, the whole thing.
Do they massage your head too?
No, but they do like the hot shave cream, the hot towel afterward. They get that straight edge in there. They're doing it all, lining it up. Oh my goodness.
Now I don't know because obviously, but I'm gonna say $80 for the service.
The guy I go to, it's $50.
Really?
$50.
Wow.
Well, plus tip, plus
Right.
tip. But so I guess 80 might be about what it ends up being, but
Right.
but yeah, $50 plus tip. And I think, well, at least in my area, that's probably about the going rate. But here's the thing, and we'll end the story time with this and get moving on. But I don't know about you guys, but I find it very difficult to find some barbers, because it's pretty much barbers, these hairstylists don't do it, that use the straight edge, the straight razor to go and do that kind of stuff. They're not a lot of them out there anymore. There just aren't. They're not. And I found the guy who's young. I mean, when I say young, he's younger than me. So, okay, he's young. You know what I'm saying? That's doing it. And thank God, because, all the other guys are just like my age and up, and they're retiring. And I don't blame them, not for nothing. But it's like they're just a dwindling species. That's all I'm saying.
It's an art that is kind of going away. But
yes.
So here's the next question. And again, I know we're kind of veering off, but when you do pamper yourself, which you do need, when you do pamper yourself, how long does like all that straight edging and like a really nice, the look, how long does that last? Does that last a week, 2 weeks? Is it like, is the value there as far as like spending that money?
That's a great question. And like that, I don't have to touch it at all, about a week to 10 days. But like if I give it just a little bit of love, easily 2.5, almost 3 weeks, with just a little bit of love.
That's not bad. $25 a week. You know, well, it would be, we just call it
if you're doing it, exactly. If you're doing it like that, and there you go, $75 plus there you go.
Yeah,
they ain't cheap.
But,
no,
but
you're
with,
right,
with
man.
the amount of stuff that they are doing, and the way they make with all the precision and stuff, to me that seems like a fair price. And you do it once a month. If you did it every 2 weeks, then like you have to have like a really good job to where you have to be really sharp all the time. But once a month, maybe once every 3 months or so, I think pampering is good.
See, you just hit it on me. I was doing it like once a month, and I'm like, this is getting too damn expensive. So that now it's like about once a quarter to go in and get that kind of treatment, if you would. But there we go. And yes, barbers are the way. Yeah, exactly. I agree. I mean, it's whatever, these hairstylists or whatever, but it's like, and I've gone to some and I've asked, and they're like, no, can't do it. And I'm like, okay, well, time to go back to Debaba. Anyway, Debaba. All right, here we go. Let's get on with this, because we got literally 6 minutes and we got to go over and raid Joe's stream here. Holy crap. Boy, did we get off of some tangents, Joe.
I love it though. I love it.
I know it is good.
You have all this like bullet points. I show up and you're like, we only got through 3. We have a whole bunch more.
Blows it right up. Boom. All right, listen, we got some stuff going on with Chainlink right here, and I'm gonna obviously hit it pretty quick. We're gonna not really get into too much in the way of detail here, but Tron DAO, and whether or not you like Tron is, regardless, makes Chainlink their official Oracle solution. So that is huge. So I mean, Tron is used quite frequently, especially for those who are trying to do USDT transactions in various parts of the world, because again, Tron is quick, it is cheap, and that's the way it is. And for those people who are in countries where they want to get access to the US dollar, USDT is the way, and USDT on Tron is the way. They don't even want it. I mean, you can get it on ETH. They don't want nothing to do with it on ETH. It's just the way it is. So in my opinion, this is huge for Tron and for Chainlink, frankly, because here we go. Chainlink information number 2. JP Morgan, for the first time, has settled a transaction on a public ledger with the help of Chainlink and ONDO Finance. So, I mean, I know Joe has been talking ONDO and trading ONDO for a while. And quite frankly, we hear Piper talk about it a lot, and a bunch of people for that matter. I'm singling people out here, but I think there's something for ONDO, and again, Chainlink. That's a huge partnership. You ask me. I mean, I don't like JP Morgan. As far as I'm concerned, Jamie Dimon can go shove his head up his ass. But the point is that we still got to deal with these TradFi type of people, and the fact that they're using these blockchains, these projects to do what it is that they need to do. Amazing. Anything you want to add with regard to that, Joe? I mean, by all means, I know I'm trying to rush through this.
I love it when I'm seeing stuff, just the bigger firms, the bigger entities, the bigger just everything is talking about crypto, because the people who are looking at this, on from Wall Street to the business section in their local newspaper, or even the big publications, they're seeing this, ONDO and Chainlink, and I think it's so beneficial to us, and we are so early. You might not feel like it sometimes, but we are so early.
Yeah.
And right now, it's gonna be. This is the time to be in crypto. Whether you're learning how to trade or just investing, crypto is the answer. So,
yes. DCA, baby. And Dylan, welcome. Appreciate you being here. Yeah, just stick tight, Dylan. We're going to be heading on over to Joe's stream momentarily. Matter of fact, I'm changing the order of what we're going to talk about, because I know Joe's going to have to bail out of here in a minute to go reset his computer and do all this stuff so he can get his live stream off on time. So I want to bring this up. This is to the thumbnail that I put for this particular live stream, because I thought this was kind of huge news, and it didn't get a lot of coverage, or at least that I saw anyway. Excited to announce that Bitcoin Magazine now has a hard press pass to the White House. I will be reporting from there more regularly now. Wow. I mean, they said the Trump administration did say that they were going to be opening up the press room to alternative media, bloggers, all that kind of stuff. Proof in the pudding, Bitcoin Magazine right there. That is amazing news, if you ask me. And to me, that is bullish news here in the United States, at least. Joe?
Yeah,
I know you're
I'm so happy to see that. Yeah, I'm so happy to see that. And I really look forward to just more coverage, because the more information we have, the stronger we are. And we've been in the dark for a very, very long time. And I don't know about you, but I'm loving this presidency. I really am. And all the people who have blue hair, purple hair, who are yelling for no reason. They don't even know or understand the reason why they're standing where they're standing, holding the signs that they're holding. They literally have no clue. They are just empty sheep that they do whatever the next one's doing that has the same purple hair. But I'm really happy to see that, like, we're doing stuff. We're changing, and we need this for a long time. And I'm really now, everything happens for a reason. First, and I don't really like saying names too much, just due to the algorithm. But first, he was in work and office and all the fun stuff. He didn't know what to do. He's brand new. Your first day in, you don't know what to do. You have all these people telling you what to do and how it works and everything like that. And I'm really glad that he did not go back to back, because he would have continued what more than likely he was doing. Instead, he took a 4-year, or from the next president, the next person was in there. They did their thing, and he was like, "Man, this is horrible. We need to do this, this, and this." And now he's planning. Then, of course, he becomes the new one. And now, boom. I mean, this dude has literally the best team around, the A team, the Avengers, or whatever you want to call it. And he is literally kicking butt. So I'm really happy to see that.
Yep. I agree. And Steve in the house, appreciate you being here, Steve. Hang tight. We're going over to Joe's stream.
Yes,
Matter of fact,
speaking
I
about
think
my
we're
stream,
overtime.
I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here so I can get everything set up. I do thank you guys very much. If you're on X, hop on over to YouTube. Make sure to smash the like, everybody. And then we're going to be redirected to my channel where I show you how to trade in the most simplistic way. I call it trading simplified. Do we win all the time? No. But I show you the reality of trading because I have nothing to sell you. If I had something to sell you, I would be very methodical, very strategic on the truth that I tell you. I wouldn't be telling you lies. I would just be not telling you all the truths. If I had something to sell you so that I could trick you into buying my course, into buying my methods of learning, I provide all this for free because I am so confident that I know what I'm talking about. And not only that, but you can see that my stuff works. You want to join my group because, again, you have access to me almost 24/7. But you don't need to. You just need to watch my live streams and ask me questions. I encourage that. So I'm going to hop on over. I do thank you guys very much. Once again, if you haven't already, definitely smash the like. We'll see you in a few minutes.
All right. Thanks again, Joe, for being here.
You got it.
All right, so we're going to wrap up with what I had on the docket for today, which is still a couple of things. Ironically, we got off on some serious tangents today, but I appreciate everybody's patience while we did that. I don't know. I like those kind of conversations. I think they're kind of fun, especially when we get the you guys in the chat all involved in it as well. All right, let me bring this up on stage and we're going to watch this. It's about the stablecoin bill and how they should be talking about that in Congress this week. I'm going to let this this news from the Hill kind of explain it all. It's a couple of minutes long, so I'm going to click it on now. We'll do that, and then one more thing I want to touch on, and then we'll get out of here and head over and raid Joe's stream.
But let's start with the stablecoin bill, which is expected to go into vote on Monday. And Loomis believes senators have reached a deal on the stablecoin bill. So this is the largest piece of crypto legislation we've seen to date. And this should get
This is
passed
the Genius
because
Act.
stablecoins are sort of one of the easier aspects of crypto to understand.
The reality is every single person in the world outside of America wants to own the US dollar. We should be very, very proud of that as a country. So to be able to actually launch a digital stablecoin, ours is called USD1, backed one-to-one by the US Treasury, and get massive adoption around the world, that just kind of buoys up, the US dollar. The strength of the US dollar puts so many people from around the world in the US dollar.
Now, this bill is for all stablecoins in the United States, backed by the US dollar. It was really the Democrats that were halting the process just a little to make sure they specified the language. And now, in a direct quote from Senator Loomis, she says, "It has been an all-week marathon and sprint at the same time, but I believe we've got final language. So members will have a chance to look at it over the weekend again, and I expect procedural votes to begin on Monday." This is known as the Genius Act. It creates a regulatory framework for payment stablecoins, and all the minor changes that the Republicans and Democrats in Congress they were debating on, they were very detail-oriented as opposed to major changes, meaning both sides appear to want stablecoin regulation. It's going to get done. They're just final language to flush out. And just to highlight some of the changes that the Democrats wanted, which are pretty reasonable in my opinion, but was being ironed out all this week, the document also highlighted new restrictions aimed at limiting big tech's ability to take advantage of stablecoins. So the language that had to be updated was this: the new language bars non-financial publicly traded companies from issuing a stablecoin unless they can meet strict criteria regarding financial risk, consumer data privacy, and fair business practices.
So basically,
meaning they
they're
didn't
trying
want
to limit
Mark
Meta
Zuckerberg
from
to be
doing
able
what they
to create
tried
his own
doing several
stablecoin
years back.
and go outside of the banking system and have limited or just less safe regulations. This helps prevent companies like Meta, Amazon, Google, and
there you go.
Microsoft from issuing a stablecoin and maintains the separation between banking and commerce.
I used to say there are more crypto owners than dog owners. And so why are you the party against dogs? And I think the smart Democrats get it. And so We got to get this bill done, which I think happens Monday.
And there we go. Just so you, okay, let me close that page there and bring this last piece up. Again, I think the stablecoin legislation is actually a must-have. We need it because it's just keeping an eye on the language, because, again, I would hate to see this become a backdoor CBDC here in this country. But we need to remain on top of it and call it out as we see it. So we'll see. We'll keep an eye on it. I'll definitely be reporting on it on this channel. And we've been talking about it a lot on Hot of the Line. But tonight, we're going to be changing tack with regard to that. And then, like I said, we're hopefully going to have Ali from Metalmark on. Speaking of Metalmark and gold, I thought this was gold prices right here jump 1% after the U.S. debt downgrade. So in case you didn't already hear, if you're a part of Piper Academy, you already heard the fact that the U.S. rating has been downgraded again because, you know, we live in debt. That's it. That's the U.S.'s whole thing. We're a debt-based society, a debt-based economy. And yeah, those who understand that are flocking to real world assets that are money in the way of gold in this particular case, and watching how the price action since then has gone up 1%, which when you consider the entire market cap of gold, that's pretty impressive. Okay, that's going to do it for today. Like I said, if you are here on X, I'm sorry, you're not going to be forwarded on over to Trade Intuition. If you're on YouTube, stick tight. We're going to go raid his stream when we get there. Make sure you put CCM raid. Appreciate that. That way he knows we are there. And for those who are still going to be kicking around later on today, don't forget 7 p.m. Eastern time, myself, BC Port Corp, and Crypto Bedell will be live talking about the Coinbase hack, talking about the attempted abduction, and some personal safety tips and online safety tips to hopefully, you know, help keep you safe. All right, we're heading out. Appreciate everybody being here. Thank you for being here. And don't forget, Joe and I will be live again Wednesday, 11 a.m. Eastern for a midweek check-in. Appreciate all of you. All right, hang tight. We're heading over to Joe's stream. Don't forget, CCM Ray when we get there. I'll see you later.